Dreams. Now, I'm going to assume that most of y'all have had a dream before, and I understand that dreams can vary a lot from person to person based off of like how much y'all dream or even the type of dream. And like I heard that like dreams are basically just built up on your past experience and all your thoughts combined. And in this video, I'm not going to be talking about just the normal dreams like falling or being late to something, because I'm going to assume that most of y'all have had dreams like that before. In this video, I'm going to be talking about like the stranger dreams I've had in my life that I just cannot explain based off my past experiences. Like one dream I had where I was being chased by Scooby-Doo in the desert, and low-key I could be tripping, but like I don't recall being chased by Scooby-Doo in the Sahara in my past, but once again I could be tripping. Now the first type of dream I'm going to be talking about is waking up inside of a dream. Now I'm talking about this first because it is more common than other types of dreams on this list, because like I've heard that people actually get this a decent amount. It's just not as common as like the more normal dreams like falling or being late to something. Now, at least for me, every time like I've woken up inside of a dream, it's like really lucid and it feels exactly like real life. Like I'll be getting ready for school, and then like as soon as I step out the door, I like wake up in my bed again. Now, it could just be me being stupid, but it always kind of annoys me that like I'm like ready to go to school, and then I wake up. It feels like a waste of time, even though obviously I didn't waste time because it was in a dream. Now the other type of like situation that like the waking up inside of a dream happens is like, let's say instead of getting ready for school, I'm like studying in the morning, and then mid-study session, I just wake up. Now, unlike the other one, I'm actually chilling with this type of dream, because I've had moments where I've woken up mid-study session, like in my dream, and then like I recall the knowledge that I've like learned in my dream. So basically I just like used zero time to learn knowledge. Like that seems like a W. Now, the next type of dream that I used to have was like sleep paralysis, but it wasn't really sleep paralysis. And I understand that that doesn't make sense, but like when I was a kid, like every now and then I used to get these dreams of like a tall, shadowy figure, like a Minecraft Enderman, but without the purple eyes. And that's kind of where like the sleep paralysis links end, because I could move in these dreams kind of. Like I was like a drone, like a camera drone, and like I could see myself sleeping, but I could also see like these shadowy figures moving around. And like the weird parts of it is like every time like it happened, it was in the place that I fell asleep. And that might make sense if I only had it at my house. Like of course it might be at my house, that makes sense, but like every time I'd go on a sleepover, and if I had that dream, like it would happen at the house that I'm sleeping over. So it's, let's say I'm at my friend's house, instead of it being at my house, like the demon thing would be at my friend's house, which was kind of the trippy part of the dream. Now, another weird part about it is the lights were always on, which I guess doesn't really make sense. Like that's not really too important, but it's just like something I kind of noticed. Now the next type of dream that I used to have is like when I predicted the future. Now like these types of dreams are called precognitive dreams, and it's basically like you didn't actually predict the future, but since you have so many dreams, if something actually becomes like real from your dreams, you're just gonna remember it more than if it didn't become real, which I guess makes sense. But like low-key, these things always trip me out, and this is probably where deja vu comes from. Like you probably just dreamed of it and then it happened, so you kind of remember it but you kind of don't. Now one time that this happened to me was when I was like in school, and I was picturing this kid, like he was slightly autistic, and like I dreamed about him like breaking a window. Now, like a month later, the kid broke a window like mid-test because he was like crashing out about the test, and he got us like 30 minutes of break time. And like low-key, I'll give it to him, that was fire, but I was bugging out that like I like dreamt that up, and it was the most random like dream ever too, and it actually happened. Now, the next type of dream that I used to have were like really lucid dreams, to the point where I remember them as memories. Now, what I mean by this is like I'll have a really lucid memory where like I remember everything in the memory like in detail, and yet when I talk to the person that I remember in the memory about that memory, they will not remember shit. Now this has happened to me too, where like I'll be talking to someone and then they bring up a memory they have with me and I just will not recall anything from that memory. And you know, it could be dementia kicking in on both sides of the party, but I'm just gonna draw it up to a dream because that makes way more sense than being dementia. Like, I'm not trying to go for the world's youngest dementia patient, but like these things have happened a lot to me throughout my life. And like one of the, like the more prominent ones that I remember was like I was like at like a beach at a lake, and then I remember like finding like a skull, and it was like a really clean skull, which makes me believe it was a memory. And then my friend like takes the skull and chucks it into the lake. Now I remember this so visually, and it's like low-key it doesn't make any sense now that I think about it, but like it feels so real. And I've also had a few situations with this, like with like ghosts and whatnot, and that's probably just like the childhood mind going crazy with imagination, but it still feels really real. Now, the last type of dreams that I used to have when I was little were like shared dreams, and that doesn't make any sense, and I understand that, but it was like a dream where like I'd bring up the dream to like a friend, and then they said they had the same dream. Now, this has only happened once to me, and it was a really simple dream, which is making me like think about like the precognitive dreams, because like we dream about so much, it's like kind of destined that we're gonna dream about similar things at some point. So that's probably what happened. Like one time when I was younger, me and my friend both dreamt about like running away from like Pac-Man in the Pac-Man maze. Like we were like the little ghosts in the Pac-Man machine. You know, that's such a random dream, but at the same time it is feasible that we both dreamt about that.